Attention high school football fans in Michigan. Join us for the Rising Stars High School Football Podcast sponsored by the Smooth Jazz Fall Fest on October 5th at the Fox Theater. Hosted by Reggie Wins and Derek Denham, this podcast covers all things prep football in Michigan, including top matchups, rankings, recruiting, and player performances. Tune in every Sunday at 6:30 p.m. on Rising Stars Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook pages. Next Sunday's episode will feature a discussion on the big Michigan versus Texas matchup and our recap of the second week of high school football action in Michigan. And then we talk to Daryl Graham from DGA about how to be recruited and some of his do's and don'ts in recruiting. We also talk top 2026 prospects in the state and the top performers from the previous week's action. Don't miss out on the action.
What's up, what's up, what's up? Hey, this is your man, Derek Denham, and we're here with the Rising Stars High School Football Podcast. And as always, I got my man, Mr. Reggie Booby Wins in the house.
What up, though? What up, though? Another blessing day, man. I say out there, hello, how you doing?
Man,
just trying to get this thing going.
Blessed,
Good
bro.
day.
We
Absolutely,
blessed.
man. It's another day, man, and we making it through, man. I just been hearing bad news. Another kid died on the football field, man, and it's getting sad, man. I don't know what we're doing or what we're not doing, but we got to figure out what to do to stay healthy and live, baby. Right. He was 14 years old.
Right.
So, I'm sorry. Start my little day all bad, but.
Well, our condolences go out to him and his family, man.
Yes.
And yeah, I've seen that too. And anytime a kid dies, that's one too many.
Yeah, it's too
especially in a sport that we all love. I don't know what the conditions were or the dynamics, but we're definitely praying for him and his family.
Absolutely, absolutely. Make sure you parents out there, make sure you get the right checkups and you monitor their heart. Make sure you do everything right. Don't cut corners with this physical. Don't cheat for the physical. Make sure your baby is getting the right physical, because I'd rather see him sit out a year to be gone for a year or whatever. You know what I mean? I just need to make sure we take care of our business, baby.
No doubt, no doubt. Well, with that being said, Reg, there's a lot of football. Obviously, we're going into this was our second week of high school football in the state of Michigan. A lot of great games, man. A lot of great performances. So we're going to do our catch-up right now. Any specific team that you want to talk about?
Just sketching up. I went to the West Bloomfield game, was my game of the week. And West Bloomfield kind of Groves manhandled West Bloomfield.
Right.
The Mario Compy running back, man, he had like 215, 220, and he had like 3 touchdowns, man. He was unstoppable. Noah Sanders was unstoppable. Avery Gosh, he's running 40 yards downfield blocking guys, man. So Groves had a game plan, and they ran the ball 80% of the game, and they destroyed West Bloomfield.
Surprising. Well, not really. I won't say surprising now. I think people kind of overlook Groves a lot.
No doubt.
You know what I mean? And that's been forever. Groves has put out some players, obviously.
Yeah.
The big lineman they got over there.
Mangum came out of there.
Mangum, yeah.
We had some guy that won linebackers that played still in the league right now with the Commanders.
Right.
But they have good players, and shout out to Coach Flaherty. He's a great coach, man, and Coach Turner's the offensive coordinator. They don't trick you. They don't have no trick plays. When they motion, they going that way. Right. So if you can't stop it, then he's going to run it 29 times. Mm-hmm. And he done that. Noah Sanders broke 1, 2 as well.
Son of Barry Sanders.
Is the last Mohican of the Barry Sanders crew. But they was dominant. They was dominant. Too many mistakes over the West Bloomfield side. All the dominant receivers, Elijah Durham and Cam Flowers and Bo Jackson and Jamal Shakespeare's. Man, these guys got to stop pointing the fingers and start playing, man. I watched the game. I don't know what was said, but I tell you what, it's just too much talent on that field over there, West Bloomfield, to lose games. Everybody want to blame the offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator. No, you control that, Bo Jackson. You control that, Jamal Shakespeare.
Right.
You guys are the leaders, so you got to make this happen. You guys have a great team from the DBs all the way down to the quarterbacks, all the way down to the offensive linemen. Change your mindset. Become a team player. Trust and believe in the coaches.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
So we got to change it because you got to – I don't know who you got next week, but, I mean, it's not going to get easier for you.
Well, we know it's not going to get easier for West Bloomfield. I mean, one thing about them, they're going to play a tough schedule, I mean, every year. So, like you said, it's not going to get any easier.
No, it's not. It's not. So we just want to make sure everybody's, doing your job and doing your part. And when you do your part, man, as a team, you're going to be successful. Everybody do your part. Don't worry about who's not doing something. You just do more.
Exactly.
It's a team sport.
Exactly.
Everybody worried about it, getting these offers, and I want to go here, I want to go here, but I'm going to give you a heads up. Who has offers now, who has committed now, means nothing. If you don't play your game and play it well,
You can play your way out. You can play your way out of a scholarship.
you can play your way out of scholarship, and that's what's going on. Don't get confidence.
Right.
Don't get confident. I mean, Avery Gosh is committed to freaking Michigan, and he was blocking guys down the field 30 yards.
Yeah.
Take pride in your ability. Take pride in your team. Change your mindset.
Totally agree, fam. Just going through the scores a little bit. We had Clarkston. They played Southfield A&T.
Yeah.
48-0.
Yeah, it is.
48-0.
Clarkson's a well-coached team. They just
Right.
beat the hell out of them. They're just a well-coached team. Keith McKenzie is the new coach over there. He's trying to figure it out. He will. He won the first game about 40-something points. Just got to understand we're dealing with different kids at Southfield A&T. And Clarkson's is just it's nothing special. I mean, there's not a Power 5 player on that team. And I'm sorry, it's the new millennium, Power 4. So they don't have that dude over there. They got the twins, Bowens, and Alex Walazinko's over there, quarterback who's controlling the team.
Right.
And you got some young speedsters over there, Cameron Love and Wendell Childs over that way. And then you got Colin Cooper over there, the big DN, D tackle, offensive linebacker, offensive tackle, whatever. He plays every damn thing. He big. And the big receiver. So they're going to be consistent. They're going to come at you, but they don't have more talent at Southfield. So shout out to Clarkson again, 48-0.
Yeah, and again, we got to take into account, like you said, new staff at Southfield A&T, Marshall and all those guys are now at Brother Rice. I'm sure they took a fair share of players with them as well. So, but one thing about Keith McKenzie, he's definitely a football guy,
He's aight.
and don't sleep on him. Don't sleep on him because I think he's at some point he's going to bring the program back up and get them where they need to be.
Yeah, and Belleville and Livonia Stevenson. Belleville beat them 44-6.
Yep.
I kind of got some inside fillers out there, and I kind of Belleville is still trying to run the ball with the quarterback. I mean, I don't understand your mindset, but I mean, you winning is okay with me. 44-6, Belleville and Livonia Stevenson. They not on your level. You probably should have scored 80. I know I watched plays, but keep working on getting better, work on your weaknesses, and then when you get down to the Final Four and the semifinals, then you be able to sling that ball like Bryce Underwood does.
Yeah, but you won't say it, but I will. I think when you have a talent such as that, the QB there, Bryce, and again, because he can do it, don't mean you need to do that. I mean, a kid is he's a generational talent. He's got a plethora of receivers. I mean, I've seen him in the 7-on-7 season. And the kid is talented, man. And I just think when you're running him like that, and again, I'll knock on wood because I don't wish an injury on anyone, but you're setting yourself up, and sometimes people take cheap shots, and you just don't want to be in that position when you don't have to. They can throw the ball.
And they got the ability they got the receivers out there to catch the ball.
Exactly. So why submit your star quarterback? Because he goes down.
They got to back up a young guy, got a
Okay.
big gun, young fella. Haven't grown up yet.
Okay.
Still eating chicken nuggets, but he has not grown. Got a strong arm though. He's a baby. So I mean, in due time we'll be that guy. But I mean, I wouldn't jeopardize because they're slated to win the championship this year by far. He's still my number one program.
Right.
And Kevin Rogers, the offensive coordinator, I know Kevin Rogers is itching right now because he's a thrower, not a runner.
No doubt about it.
But kudos to him, and it's working for them. That's okay. I'm just gonna jump on the bandwagon and ride. But when you got players like Antoine Thomas and Walker Kid and Andre Guy and Elijah Dotson, okay, you got some dudes outside.
Yeah. Okay. Then also we had Cass played Canton, a team in Ohio, McKinley. They beat them 20-3. Good comeback victory for them. After they lost last week.
I don't care what no one say. Cass Tech have a very good team. Marvin Russian, one of my favorite guys. He's going to get the stuff together. Alex Graham came back from IMG and looked impressive. Made some mistakes the first week. Got to beat, trying to take a peek out there, but made some hell of a plays.
Right.
The running back core and the offensive line, I still say that offensive line is top 5 in the state of Michigan.
Correct.
You know what I mean? We just got to figure it out. We got to get the young quarterback opportunity. He's a little nervous. Keep walking him in slowly. He just hurt his ankle again, so he might be out for this week. But I know Marvin Russian, Coach Russian is going to figure it out, and they're going to rise to the top. That's my cream team that's going to rise to the top. So we'll see how that works out.
I see Detroit Catholic Central. They bounced back as well. They beat Toledo Central Catholic 21-7.
Toledo Central Catholic is one of the top teams in the country. And for CC come out to beat them, they have some players over there. CC, Scholar playing quarterback, transferred from De La Salle. But Gash, Samson Gash, he's been playing very well. I watched the film. He's been impressive. They got some players out there. Jack Jandes hurt with a broken ankle. I thought it was MCL, but he broke his ankle, and he's doing very well. That was a big win for the program at Detroit Catholic Central. Toledo Central Catholic, I talked to them, and, they couldn't get nothing going.
Right.
So every week is anybody's game. So we got to figure out how to play ball. But so shout out to Justin Sante over there. Great win, Ramon Taylor and my baby Mike Lewis.
No doubt.
Good jobs over there.
No doubt. What's another team you want to talk about a little bit?
I got to talk about Rod Odom in Oxford. Odom was one of my favorite coaches, and they got smashed. Oxford beat them 38-0. Lyon over there.
Shocking.
No, Zach. Coach Lyon over there have some players. He has some running back, got a tight end, Stud Muffin. And Oxford is similar to Clarkston. They're going to run that damn ball, and they got a big running back. So I know what happened. I heard the first and second string center went down. I heard a lot of drop balls. So you have those days.
Okay.
Nate Rochela over there is the quarterback, and I know he taking all the lump on his shoulders and lump on the head, but you're going to have some of those days. To become a great player, you got to overcome adversity, and when sometimes losing make winners. So you're going to have to figure it out. I know Coach Odom going to have your ass running down 75, so y'all get ready for that.
No doubt about it.
Okay, because he's going to bring you back. You won the state championship last year. I rank you very high, 4th overall, and I still think you're that top team. So Coach Odom, I know what he's going to do. You might be running right now.
Right.
So get your kudos going and get your game mind, get your mind right, and let Coach take care of you. All right.
I know we're getting a little bit behind here.
I got 2 games.
Go ahead. Let's talk about it.
De La Salle and Detroit King.
Let's go.
De La Salle beat De La Salle 35, Detroit King 13. I've been saying this all year. De La Salle, Coach Roney is a great coach, man. And Anthony Batanti, that quarterback is running, and you got Sante Gasparino, the quarterback. You got Damon King.
Right.
You got Jacob Turr. You got David Williams. You got this basketball player near Phoenix, and he got some moves. He got a couple offers of Division I basketball, but he came off of football, and he was impressive, right? He was impressive. So Sebastian Rouse and Cam Flowers, Coach Roney is doing a hell of a job.
Right.
To walk in and beat King, he did a great job. So the game of the week next week would be De La Salle in St. Mary's.
No doubt.
And that's 2-0 on both sides. So I would be there with my camera crew and just kind of watching those two games. But
St. Mary's looked good.
St. Mary's.
They did well. I mean, quarterback Axel again. Axel showed that he's improved a lot from the last couple of years. Running back kid Darren Jones, I believe, he was at Lake Orion transfer.
Yeah.
Man, looked like a man amongst boys. St. Mary's, man, overall they've improved a lot. And like I said before, when you got great line play, that's going to determine and dictate everything. I don't care how many skills you got. I don't care if you got Michael Vick back there, but if you don't have that line play, you're going to be in trouble. So, they did play one of the, I wouldn't say one of the best teams in Ohio, but a victory is a victory. They put like 47-0 on them boys, and they're going to be feeling good going into next week against De La Salle.
Yes, we'll see how they do against Ronin
And I think and you and I are both former athletes. I think this is the game next week where you really can say where I'm at. You know what I mean? We want to play against the best.
Right.
And De La Salle, year in and year out lately, they have been one of the best. And so for St. Mary's, if they go, De La Salle comes to their home and they put up a great effort, man, then I think we can finally say, St. Mary's is back.
No doubt, no doubt. I went to Old Stomping Grounds, went to watch Divine Child versus Bloomfield High School. It wasn't no match. Good to see my baby, Magic Man Drew Sheridan, starting as a freshman.
Wow.
On varsity. He made some.
It's like he's been around forever.
He does what need to get done in recruiting.
Yes.
He put himself out there on social media. He goes places. When he's 4 years old, he's on the field throwing the ball.
Right.
So I'm telling you, instead of fighting him about recruiting, get with him and do the same shit he's doing, and he's doing it very well. And he was out Bloomfield, threw a couple touchdowns, one pick. That's okay. I mean, he's a baby. But he got some players over there. Marcello Vitti had a hell of a day, broke a kickoff, rushed for about over 100 yards. Man, he got Antonio Vitti, Anthony Vitti. He's phenomenal, big corner, 6'3". I think he's a receiver on the next level. But that coach is over there. It's very well, very, very great coach to allow a freshman to start on varsity. And but I get shout out to Drew Sheridan. He's working his rear end off to get to that point. And it's just a start for him. They got a big game next week against Milford, and I'm expecting just much touchdowns that he threw this week. I'm expecting more next week. All right, so I'm proud of Drew and then the Divine Child. Great job. Bloomfield, they didn't have, I think it was 42-0. And I went to see Logan Ward over there, my baby, and they just didn't have nothing, not enough.
Yeah.
So shout out to Divine Child, Marcello Vitti. And I can't forget my baby now, John Carlos over there now. Hey, that's my guy, man. So they're going to be good. And they're young over there, Divine Child. And Marcello Vitti's a top 5 in the state of Michigan in 2026. So we'll see what happens.
He's a good, like a two-way player, right?
He's a two-way player. I haven't decided. I haven't thought he's a good running back. Is he a corner? No. He's a nickel. Yeah. 4-2-5 overhang. Yeah. Can he play corner? Yes. Boundary? Yes. He's probably 5'11", 5'10", about 205, maybe 195, and he's a 4'5", 4'4" runner. So he got some speed.
Sure.
And he's tough as nails. So he's going to be a dominant force on the next level.
Okay.
Just got to pick the right school.
I want to give some love to one of my favorite kids. He's now at Wall Lake Western, sophomore starting. He's starting as a sophomore there at quarterback. And that's my man, David Craw.
Yeah, David balling, man.
That's my guy right there, him and his dad, man. Know those guys very well. And, Dad has definitely been right there with David all along the way, watching him through that process, man. So I'm proud to see what David is doing over there with those guys, man, and I'm rooting for him. So
yeah, David he threw 3 touchdowns.
Yes, he did.
In the first half, man.
Yes, he did. And didn't play the second half.
Didn't play the second half.
No.
Man. The thing about David, man, he just quiet and go about his business,
Right.
man. And you don't have to speak to show your ability. Just play. Your ability gonna speak for yourself. And David been like that. I call him a silent assassin, man.
Yes.
He's been out there
He
kicking.
works,
rear end.
Reg. He's like your guy Drew. They put the work in. So it's really no surprise to see them having the success that they have. If you put the work in, hey, good things are going to follow. So
doubt.
I'm real proud of David, man, and salute to him, and definitely watch and see his progression over the next 2 years.
Hey, shit. Excuse my language, man. They scored 63 points, Waterford Kettering. They scored 62 Waterford mine. Coach Farr, what's up, baby?
Yes, they did.
Oh, my goodness. That little running back over there is a monster. He probably about 5'8", Daryl Graham type guy, right?
Right. DG.
You know what I mean? And that's his type guy. So I'm telling you, they got 120 points.
That's
the
it.
first two
Now, who
games.
did they play? Did they play?
Waterford Kettering. They played Waterford
Okay.
Mont the first game.
Oh, they played Mott the first game. Okay.
Yeah,
got
and they
it,
shut
got
them
it.
out and smashed them, man. I'm like, oh my God. Normally, Coach Farr
Yeah.
is competing, but Coach Farr got a couple of top dogs down right now.
Okay.
And but shit, it can't deny that Coach over there in Wall Lake Western is doing a hell of a job since he's been there. And he came from Farmington High School.
Yep.
So he's doing a great job, man. Great job. So good job over there, Dave, man. Keep up the good work, baby.
And kind of want to get us back on track. Kind of want to preview our guest coming up. We're going to talk to Mr. DG. Coach, I'll let you do the honors.
DG Coach Daryl Graham, man. He's a special person to me, man. And played at Wayne State, man. Transferred from Michigan Tech, man. Was a top running back at Wayne State. Was a stud muffin. I got normally give you one stud muffin, but he was a muffin.
He's a
man.
muffin, a double
You
McMuffin.
know,
All right.
Got injured in his senior season, man, and kind of slowed his progression down for the next level. But you know what, though? God had other plans for this guy, man, and he's been phenomenal recruiter.
Giving back.
He did some stuff here when we was in Michigan. We worked with Blackwell, did some camps, and he facilitates some camps and stuff with Blackwell. And then he started doing his own, and he started training guys as a running back coach. And he's probably the best he is the best running back coach in the state of Michigan. And now he lives in Nashville now.
Yep.
And he coached Mikey Weber, John Kelly. I mean, I can go down the list, man.
Justin
McCall,
Rogers, yeah.
Justin Rogers. So, I mean, he has done a phenomenal job. Hey, I saw Justin Rogers out pushing the car down the damn street, you know what I mean? On 75. I said, y'all okay? He said, I'm good. I'm just getting the workout in. Coach
Right.
DG got me running, you know?
right.
And Justin Rogers is now on the Cincinnati Bengals now, you know what I mean?
No, he's on the Cowboys.
Cincinnati Bengals. Listen to what I'm telling you.
Okay.
So,
I won't. I'll leave that alone. But all right.
So
Okay.
shout out to DG, man. He has been doing a wonderful job out
Right.
in Tennessee. I host a Midnight Madness camp. He brings his boys up.
Yep.
His top dogs up there. He got a lot of top dogs out there.
Right.
I'll let him inform you what he's been doing and talk about his program a little bit.
So what we gonna do? We just wanted to tease it a little bit, everybody out there. So we're gonna talk about Michigan and Texas, and then we're gonna come back with Mr. Daryl Graham. So let's get into it. Michigan and Texas, man.
Hey, DG, you got to jump in this, man. So
I got you.
I'm a Michigan fan. I'm disappointed. I mean, the quarterback Warren he's a good quarterback, but not for Michigan. I mean, he is a walk on,
And overcame a lot of obstacles.
absolutely, God bless him, man. But I mean,
Cancer. I mean, he's overcome a lot.
I hear you. I'm not denying his ability, but I'm just. I mean, he's struggling. And like right now, he's struggling.
Yeah.
I mean, because now I'm thinking they was thinking the Ravens when they had Trent Dilfer and they had that tight defense.
Right.
And I'm thinking we're gonna run this ball. We're gonna let that defense do our thug fizzle.
Let him be more of a game manager. Right.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not working.
No, it's not.
So that's his first game. So he can throw. Do we have enough time, Sharon Moore, baby, to allow this kid to play the whole season?
Mm-hmm.
If they're going to get Sharon Moore the opportunity to be that guy for a whole year, if this quarterback is not playing well.
Let me say this. We've got to take into account what Michigan did last year and who they did it with.
Absolutely.
You have how many guys went in the draft from Michigan this year?
17.
17. Mm-hmm. So when you lose that amount of players, I don't care who you are, it's going to make a difference. And, you coming in, really, let's call this his first year, Coach Sharon.
Yep.
this is really obviously his first year as as a leader of the team. So now it's a little different. It's a little different when you had Coach Harbaugh and you was under his tutelage. Now the show is yours and you got the keys. And to come in with this situation with Harbaugh, the way he left, and different, controversy about that, and then losing all these players. So I've got to give him a pass with, like I said, with all the players that they lost. Team like Michigan, yeah, they don't they reload. You know what I mean? They're in that position where they should reload and not really drop off that far. But I've got to give them just a little pass considering what they lost. So, DJ, go ahead, Daryl, chime in. What you think, bro?
Hey,
Yeah.
DJ.
Yeah, my only thing about them losing all those players, like I tell people, I've been hearing that for the last 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to think, Alabama and Georgia do it every year. They lose first rounders, so it all comes down to me to recruiting and development. That's one of my biggest things. When I look at the recruiting classes of Michigan in the past, I see this already going to happen because a lot of them look at stars and they don't recruit and get the right players.
Bingo.
Like you got a Deion Walker that's at Kentucky. You got so many guys that could have been impact players in that game that's at other schools. So I don't give them a pass for saying they lost 17 players when your national champions over the last 5 years lose 15 or 20 guys.
Well, DG, let me say this to you, and I agree with you to a degree,
But
Michigan hasn't.
can I say?
Yeah, go ahead.
But one more thing, it's not Sharon Moore's fault either because
Right.
he wasn't at the helm. You
No
know what I
doubt.
mean? But it you can tell that the program as a whole was focused on that one championship. They wasn't
Bingo.
focused on building a dominant program for the next few years.
You're going into what I was about to go into. When you compare Michigan and Alabama and Georgia, those guys, when you look at the recruits that they're getting 5 stars, 4 and 5 stars every year. Michigan now, they're getting to that point, but they didn't have the recruiting class this year that they should have had when you win a national championship. So like you said, it's almost like, okay, we won the championship, we're good now. You know what I mean? Georgia and Alabama, that's the difference. They're like let me go back to like the Jordan days here, tell my age. They're playing for championships. You know what I mean? They're not playing for
Absolutely.
big SEC titles. That's not what Nick was all about when he was at Alabama. It's championship or bust. And I don't think Michigan, and I know I got to I'm a Michigan fan as well, but I don't think that's the mindset. It's championship or bust. Make it get there, but let's be honest. They're not on the level of a Georgia and a Michigan right now. I mean, Georgia and Alabama, I'm sorry.
I'm adding to this.
Please do.
Teron Moore is not Harbaugh. We have to get recruits in for the next 3 years.
Bingo.
We got 4 in Michigan right now. And I had a conversation with one of my guys and about. I mean, you got Underwood, you got Elijah Dotson, you have Victor Singleton, you have the top dog. I'm sorry, Alex Graham. DG mentioned a few. Derek Walker, Deion Walker. My guy, Darius Robinson from Canton went to Missouri and got drafted first round. We can't allow these top dogs to get out of the state of Michigan.
Yeah.
So, whatever we got to do, Sharon, you got to fix that piece. It's not a lot that can play for you out of the state of Michigan. But if they can, do whatever you can to get them guys there on that team, because I want Sharon Moore to be a 10-year-plus coach at University of Michigan.
Well, I think you just hit it on the head again. I think that's why I say I kind of give him a pass, too, because this is his first year taking the baton. He's now got to be the face of the program. He's now got to recruit these guys. He's now got to say, hey, I'm not letting the Alex Grahams and the Bryce Underwoods lead the state. Michigan is notorious for letting guys lead the state. DG, I know you will agree with me on that. I mean, think about the guys. We can just go down the list over the years, man. Justin Rogers, he left the state. That's one of your guys, DG. I mean, we can go down the
Yeah.
line, man, and they're notorious for letting guys leave the state, and you can't have that. If you got blue chip players, man, if you got 4 or 5 of them, you better get down there and get 4.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. I
Would you
mean,
agree with
I
that,
mean,
Daryl?
yeah, I agree. I mean, you look at Nick Marsh,
oh my God,
what he's
Oh,
doing at Michigan
oh,
State, and Michigan wasn't interested in taking him.
look,
So it's just players like that you allow to go to other programs that could make you continue to be elite. You know what I mean? He's a guy that could step in. He could have been on that field against Texas and helped them out.
no doubt.
and no doubt. I mean, and I'm a Sharon Moore fan for real since Central Michigan, Oklahoma days,
And I'm a Coach Bellamy fan. Well,
I'm a Bell fan. But here's
Bell
the
fan.
problem. Y'all give him the pass. The country's not giving him the pass. So you know what I'm saying? They're not gonna
Well, the
get.
average fan is not going.
Ain't no average-
You know what I mean. They expect you to win every game. I mean, that's just what fans do. Without,
Because
looking
he's
at the whole
Sharon
picture.
Moore,
Right.
expecting him to win
A brother.
right now. I'm just trying to be nice.
Right,
but
we're trying to be nice, right?
You know what I mean?
Right.
So I want Sharon to win, but we have to put the pedal on the gas.
How many years you give him? How many years you give him? How can I say this? Again, are we holding the standard where he's got to win national championships,
No.
or is it Big Ten title? See, that's the difference.
Big Ten titles, continue coaching, keep getting better every year.
At least compete.
At least
compete.
Yeah, at least compete for a Big Ten. Yeah.
At least be
Yeah.
in
I mean, at least over
I
the
agree.
next 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah, at least the next 3 years. But the only thing that hinders Michigan a lot is the transfer portal uh, requirements due to the university.
True.
You have to be a graduate to come.
True.
So that kind of hurts them. So that gives, some support to Sharon in his rebuilding process, where most schools, they can take some of those players that's sophomores, freshmen. He won't be able to take them.
No doubt. I mean, the NIL is in the transfer portal is hurting them, but Sharon going to do whatever he need to do to get it done.
I hope so, man, because as we know, being a black man, you're going to be held to a different standard.
He is.
And Harbaugh, to me, I think Harbaugh put him in a hell of a position, man, to where he left. We know what happened there in Michigan. I don't know if it was proven or this, that, and the other, but Harbaugh to leave like that and just, I don't know, man. It just kind of left a bad taste in my mouth the way things kind of went down.
I'm okay.
Set him up a little bit.
He set him up for alley-oop. He went from making 250 to 2
Oh,
million.
no doubt.
So he's
No
a
doubt.
million. So
No doubt. No doubt
Hey,
about
Sherrod lived like this. He's been through this. He was a tight end coach from a tackle, offensive line coach, played tackle, and he went from 300 pounds. He lost 300 to 270, 260. So hey, ain't shit he can't fight for. He just got to fight.
Yeah.
Keep swinging, man, and just gotta. My suggestion is just continue recruiting your butt off, baby.
Got to.
So I know what you're capable of doing. So I'm a supporter of you, and I'm behind you all the way, fella.
So DGA, let's get into what you do, man. Tell our little viewers out there exactly what you do, how you do it, man, and why you do it.
Well, DGA is something I started back in Detroit, just developing great athletes. It was something that I came up with, a concept when I was still in college, pretty much to help prepare student athletes transition from high school to college. It's one of the biggest transitions that most of them is going to experience in life.
Mm-hmm.
And I just thought, why not start a program that can support them, not just on the field, but off the field as well. And so DGA, we started training guys just so that they can get the physical understanding of what it takes to play at the collegiate level. And then we started getting into the mental component, and we had success over the years. So it's been about 17, 18 years where we've been able to help student athletes not only get recruited, but actually excel at the collegiate level. And several guys played on playing and still playing on Sunday. So that's pretty much DGA in a nutshell.
Who's some of those players, DG? I know we talked about Justin Rogers and John Kelly. Give us some other names that
Yeah,
you might not know.
I mean, my Justin Rogers, John Kelly, Mike Weber, Marquand McCall, Dalen Hayes, Dewan Mathis. I mean, just Lou Knuckles worked with him when he was a youngster. I had a lot of those guys when they were in middle school. I mean, the list goes on.
If was
Antoine
Antoine Simmons?
Simmons was
That's
was
my
a
dog.
Okay. If
was a big time guy too.
Let me ask you this, so for little Derek Denham out there and his a dad, and they're the kid is in the ninth grade, or no, let's say eighth grade. What would you and
Mhm.
they have aspirations of playing college football. Give me three things that they need to really concentrate and focus on.
Well, three things
Yep.
is fundamentals.
Okay.
Fundamentals would be number one. Um, Discipline would be two, and position Pacific. But I wouldn't work on position Pacific until I got the fundamentals. But if you want, I give you another thing. I actually wrote a book,
Hmm.
Master in College Recruiting for Athletes, Parents, and Trainers. Kind of give you the whole breakdown of what the things you need to instill in your child to become a prospect, not just what a prospect is, but the discipline, the integrity, the character, the appearance, all those little things that make an elite athlete and a recruitable prospect.
What I want to do, Daryl, I want to open the phone lines up, man. I know it's a lot of people out there that want to call in, ask you questions, man, and kind of uh, get inside your head a little bit, and with the success of the athletes you had, and I know you can give them some advice. So what we're going to do right now, we're going to open the phone lines at 248-905-1128. That's 248-905-1128, and call in, and so you can ask Mr. Graham some questions about the recruiting process. DG, so a guy like Justin Rogers, man, I got a chance to follow Justin, him and Enzo Jennings when they were in the eighth grade.
Yeah, and
Got a
so
chance to work with
yeah.
those guys, yeah, and seeing them go through the process, man. And what was it about? And Enzo, it is what it is. I mean, sometimes kids go in different directions, man. And sometimes, things happen. Because I always tell kids, man, look, I heard this from somebody, so I don't want to take credit for it. But I always tell kids, look to your left, look to your right. One of these kids over to the left may not be there, man. They may fall off because of grades. They may get in the streets. Kid over here to the right may get a girl pregnant. Anything that can throw them off their square, man. And just to see where those two particular kids, they both were highly rated middle school players, man. And I remember walking them up into a dorm room because they were at a camp. And I said, man, where you guys think you're gonna be 6, 7 years from now? And they both, listen to both of them, man. You would think they both would be, in the league. And so, what do you think it was about Justin, man, that got him to where he is with the Cowboys?
Well, Justin has a great work ethic. I mean, I knew that he had the potential to be a pro. I mean, just working him out and seeing his grit and his grind.
Okay.
He would just work his tail off. He wouldn't give up. He wouldn't quit. So I knew that kid was special and would have the opportunity if he's led in the right direction.
hmm Okay. Rich.
I'm gonna chime in the back about Eric asks about what should his son do with eighth and ninth grade, and you mentioned position specifics. You mentioned work on skill set. It's hard to do that. Fifth, sixth, and seventh, and eighth grade, you have to identify one, what is he's going to play, because a lot of kids is under 5'10".
Exactly.
I
Sure.
try to get them to play multi-position and to determine what his best position is. I had a kid that's probably in 11th grade, and he trained to be a receiver because that's what he wanted to do. But he was a better defensive back. Now, and I always say this, those who listen shall eat. Now, I'm going to put you in the best situation because, again, my motto is 5, 10 or less, play multi-positions to get multi-opportunities. And he didn't do that. So, and going back to the youth, you got to allow them to play every position. If you small, your dad's small, your mom's small, you're going to be small, right? Unless the milkman is your dad. You know what I mean?
Except Damon Payne.
David Payne, right?
Right. Alabama kid.
Yeah, Alabama.
Right.
So my concern is, yes, we have to teach. You got to get skill. You got to understand what
But
a lot of people play, and you coach a lot of young guys. How many guys you coach thought they was a running back and wasn't running?
that's what I mean by skill development. It's not a position specific. Skill development is just change of direction, stop and go, explosiveness. But you have to have the right people, not guys that just started doing it last year, guys that's been doing it for years because they're going to help you um, not just from that skill set, but just injury prevention, knowing over the years I've been working with 30 kids instead of a guy that's just been working with two. They don't know like the safety measurements that a guy that's been doing it for a long time would take to help your child propel in whatever sport they are playing in.
Yeah. I mean, I agree.
But how do you? So I'm gonna ask both you guys. So Reg, you just hit a key point. I don't know if that's a phone call. No. Okay. So I don't know. I mean, because these kids are playing football, man, at young as 6 now, 5 and 6. So Reggie Wins being a former receiver, you got your son. You probably gonna put him in a position at that age, a position you're familiar with, correct?
That's correct.
So you being a former receiver, hell, he may grow up to be a quarterback. So how do you determine that? I mean, because look at what's our guy AJ Marks down at IMG. Smaller kid. I mean, at that, I'm sure at that age he was small, and you know what I mean. And luckily for him, that's what he grew into. What he's playing now. I think he played a little running back as well. But it's kind of hard to project that early if Justin Rogers, and I'm sure Justin was big his whole life, DG, but John Kelly, for example, John's probably one of those guys. John could do a lot of different things.
Yep.
John could play corner. He played tailback. Hell, he probably could play linebacker, receiver. So how do you, a guy like John Kelly, how did you determine where he needs to be, say in the 8th grade?
I don't.
Well, you don't. You let him do it all. That's what he did in high school.
8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, we have to solidify what you are, because now it's getting crucial. Prime example, DG, CJ Sattler, the best in the damn state, probably top in the country. But you need to identify what you are. He does it great at everything he do. Eventually, like DG said, he's going to have some form of skill set to identify what he is.
But see, Reg, you hit an anomaly here with that kid. That kid is so special. See, it's easy to say CJ Sattler, but let's take, again, a mid-level kid that's not CJ, where you just going to plug in anywhere and he can do whatever you want him to do. Everybody is not as phenomenal naturally as a CJ. That kid, here's the thing about him. His football IQ is incredible. You know what I mean? I mean, that kid, you can tell he's been looking at, kids don't look at football anymore. You can tell this kid probably watches football. He eats, sleeps, and drinks football, and he's a natural athlete, plays basketball. You can put that kid in anywhere, he's probably going to succeed. I'm not talking about that kid. I'm saying a kid that is hard to project. He like I said, middle school, little league, he plays receiver. But by the time he gets to, and that's what you've been focusing on because you play a receiver, but he gets to high school now, and it's like, shit, he might be outgrowing that, because he may grow into a damn lineman. You know what I'm trying to say? It's not as easy as people make it sound.
It's not, but you know how they grow inside.
Okay.
Go ahead, D.
Yeah. And when you've been in the game for a long time, you can tell,
Right.
you can see attributes, skill sets,
Right.
you can project
Movement.
the future. So like with John, like I was saying, John Kelly, we let him play every day. He played
Mhm.
receiver, he played running back, he did punt
And
return,
DB. Yeah.
kick return, right? But then his senior year, I knew he was an NFL running back, and I told him, I said, "Hey, listen, you got all these schools. Now it's time to focus on the schools that are recruiting you at running back. You're a pro. You're a professional running back."
Yeah.
And that's what he started doing.
That's correct. That's correct. And but we have to. I mean, you allow them to do what they do, but as time, hey,
Yeah, get crucial.
everybody is not Travis Hunter,
No doubt. No
and
doubt.
Vass is a
No,
special.
no.
But see, here's a good thing about it. He understands. He's listening to somebody and know that he's a first pick overall at DB, not receiver. Okay. But he just playing both positions because his ability and his mindset allows him to be first in everything he does.
But what happens if he gets drafted at the position I mean, hell, you the Cowboys and you want a corner and he wants to play receiver. Well, he's got to play where they want him to play. He's just, you know what I mean? He doesn't have that choice at that point. What happens in that situation?
Travis
It,
knows
it,
he knows he's
it,
a DB.
And I'm being devil's advocate,
Go
guys.
ahead, D. I know he's a
it,
DB.
it's the same thing in college, though, right? They recruit you, and then they're gonna put you where they feel you
Yep, the best.
serve the team best. You know what I mean?
True.
Like Nick Saban did Stephon Diggs' brother.
Yeah,
He was a receiver. He
Yes.
removed him to DB. Hey,
sure did.
you're an NFL DB.
Sure did.
So it doesn't take away, but your ability and your athletic, like we talked about, just that skill development, just the fundamentals of being an athlete helps you transition to any position you go to,
Mm-hmm.
and you can still be successful.
Mm-hmm.
And just to talk about Diggs, I mean, we was at Maryland football camp. He was big. Right? And Stephon was there too with his brother. We had a camp and we got in a little altercation with them guys. And the big fella, man, I was like, he okay receiver, but he lined up and played corner on my best receiver. Like, ooh. Now, the problem we having now today is that the young people don't listen. Don't listen. And I told people, I know what you are. I turned tons of receivers in the corners and in the NFL. And just because of the fact I watch your movement, you're 6'2", you can run, you can jump. All right. It's a whole lot of 5'10", 6'1" receivers.
True.
But it's not a lot of 6'1", 5'10" good corners now. True. So, and you're right. I mean, it's just somebody have to listen. There's a lot of quarterbacks playing quarterback is not quarterbacks.
No doubt about it.
But I get it. I believe I'm a quarterback coach. I work my butt off. Okay, if you can't throw a damn curl, you ain't a quarterback. You can't throw a doggone back shoulder, you ain't quarterback.
Right.
You can't throw a flare to the running back, you ain't a quarterback.
Right.
Well, if you taking that ball and taking 80 yards, you something else.
Hey, 248-905. Call in 248-905-1128. Call in with your questions now. Again, with Coach Reggie Booby Wins, my boy DG here, Daryl Graham. Call in, ask your questions now. Phone lines are open. DG, what's
Recruited? How do you be recruited, DG?
Yeah.
How you doing in Tennessee? How you do the recruiting in Tennessee? How do we start these kids out recruiting?
Well, for me is I got to see you work. I got to see what your work ethic like. Once I see that, I start starting you with smaller schools, and as you progress and as you continue to develop, we start looking at some bigger schools. But the biggest thing is performance, right? I don't care who you are. If you're not performing and you don't have the film, it doesn't matter. It don't matter.
So let's talk about we're talking about being recruited, and we're talking also about offers, freshman year, sophomore year, and junior year. Explain to the world that offers are meant to be potentially a prospect. You are potentially a prospect for me because I like your size,
Yeah.
I like your ability, but I'm not guaranteeing you're going to commit to University of Michigan. You must show me that you are worthy
Yeah.
to be on my program. So I mean, you
Yeah. So one of my buddies, one of my buddies said it best. In today's recruiting, an offer is no different than a questionnaire that schools used to send back in the day when they thought you were a guy,
Mm.
right? Um, that's all the offer really is that, hey, we think you have some potential, but we want to see who you're going to be and can you be the player that I believe you can your senior year, not your junior year, it's your senior year. A lot of guys think because they commit junior year that is Xed in stone, but that's not the case. And offers, like I said, it just means that, hey, you are a recruitable prospect that has some potential. What are you going to grow and what are you going to become? So an offer really means, hey, I got to really start getting to work because they're looking at me, but now I have to make sure they take me.
right. So in the process, DG, what do we tell our young prospects? What do you do to keep that offer? What's the things that you need to do?
Some of the things you need to do is go on campus, go to camp, develop the
Relationship.
three things we talked about. That's number one, right? And then I kind of put things in a phase. You go on a campus, you should look the part. You should have some type of muscle mass, some shoulders, things of that nature. Two, you got to go to camp,
Mm.
right? When you go to camp, you have to perform and you have to perform well. And the other thing is putting it on film.
Mhm.
And besides putting it on film, is just having that character, showing people that you love football, right? That's one of the biggest questions that a
Mhm.
lot of coaches ask. Do you love this sport?
Mhm.
And the way you can show that you love this sport is being consistent and posting on social media about football, about your workouts, about things that you're doing. Um, Not just hanging out, not just at just a 7-on-7 tournament, but what type of work you putting in? Are you getting up at 5 a.m.? Are you eating healthy? All those things help you in this process because a coach gonna look at your social media and that's almost like your profile, your portfolio. Hey, this is what this guy about. But it goes a little bit farther than just the high school recruiting. When you go to the NFL, they're gonna go through your social media and figure out, do this guy love football? Is he worthy of a third, second round draft pick from things you done 10 years ago?
Miss Lake. So yeah, and I agree. So what I'm trying to get across to the world is that I got a lot of guys got offers, but the ones that's offering the dates, they're not taking those visits. They're not taking those phone calls. They're not communicating to those schools. And then when it's time to make one of those schools your girlfriend,
Mhm.
you forgot you never talked to her. So you're gonna lose the relationship.
hmm
Now,
And I always told my guys, I don't care if the coach is at a JUCO. You stay in contact with him. You treat him just like he's a coach at LSU or Alabama, because what you tend to find out is a lot of D2, a lot of lower level school coaches become that Division 1 coach, and he
Bingo.
remembers how you treated him.
mhm,
Wow.
mhm,
He remembers how you
no doubt.
treat him. I
Di
mean, you look at Corey Parker,
Yep.
who was a former high school coach, how you act and treat him as a coach, he remembers that now throughout your recruiting process or your brother recruiting process, things of that nature. And he was at Toledo,
Bingo.
right? So you were getting recruited by Toledo, but you thought you should have been getting recruited by Michigan. But now he's at Illinois, and he remember you never answered his phone call, you never responded to his DMs and things of that nature. So why should he recruit you now? So
Man,
the relationship is very important.
That's important.
that's a great point. I just
Yeah.
want to chime in on that because look at Derek Jones, who was at Detroit Catholic Central. Now he's on staff at Alabama.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And I know kids.
Tony Jones.
No, not Corey Jones.
Tony Jones.
Tony Jones. I'm sorry, Tony Jones. Thank you, Reg. Yeah,
Mhm.
He's at Alabama now.
Yeah.
And I know kids that went and did walkthroughs at Catholic Central. You know what I mean? So to your point, DG, that's a great point, man. Because these guys, they all circulate. They circulate. They'll start at Saginaw Valley. Next thing you know, they're at Michigan. The guy that was what is his name? He's like a recruiting director. He went to St. Mary's. He's at Michigan.
Oh, Albert Knosh.
Yeah.
Albert's a director of recruiting at
Yeah.
University of Michigan. He worked at Central Michigan, St. Mary's.
Okay, we got a call. Let's go ahead and take this call. Go ahead, Reg.
I'm not taking. I'm not doing
Press the green button.
that.
Green button, right? Go ahead, caller. Who we got on the phone? It ended. It's calling back. We're calling them back. We're going to work through these technical difficulties we got here. 1 second here. Caller, if you can, call us back, please. We missed the call. We're sorry about that.
And just to go back, I mean, I'm probably adamant about the recruiting conversation, DG, because we need to discuss this because these guys get this false hope that they're going to Georgia and Kentucky, and they're getting calls, DG, from the recruiting director, not the position coach, or not the OC, or not the DC.
Right.
So you have to understand when they're inviting you to University of Tennessee and Belleville University, they just trying to fill the stands. Now, you are a recruited prospect because you have offers and you out there. But I need you guys to understand your worth. You know, sometimes it ain't worth driving to damn Pittsburgh and they're not really recruiting you.
Hey, Reg, I'm sorry. We got a call.
Yeah, you
DJ, I'm sorry. 1 second. We got a caller. Caller, who we got on the phone? Say that again.
Can't hear him.
Hold on 1 second. We're going to work that out. Hold on 1 second.
Where's my recruiting?
He's got us. I know you said your question was if you could speak up a little bit more louder for us. Repeat your question again, caller. I'm sorry.
Recruiting process for the younger guys, the high school freshmen, the high school sophomores.
Oh, the recruiting process for younger guys.
With the colleges until June 15th after their sophomore year.
Okay, what's your name?
That's Mr. Chafin.
Mr. Chafin. Go ahead, Reg.
Did you hear him? You hear him, DG? Repeat it, Coach.
not.
Speak up, Steve.
The younger guys with their recruiting, the high school freshmen, the high school sophomores, how do they technically reach out to the coaches to stay in contact with them when they aren't at that June 15th point of after their sophomore season? I mean, what recommendations do you guys have for them kids?
Go ahead, DG.
Well, sophomores and freshmen, yeah, they're not able to reach out to you, but you are able to reach out to them. And the best thing you have is Twitter. You have a website. You can fill out a questionnaire. And you got to get with guys like myself, Reggie, and we will make those calls because obviously they can't talk to you directly. So you need someone like us to make that phone call and say, hey, this guy is worthy of a visit, of being on your campus, things of that nature. And long as the film match, we have no problem with making those calls and getting you on those campuses.
Now, also is that I say this: you continue tweeting, DM them guys. Email works to that particular coach. The first 4 games we need to film, so I'm out recruiting there. I go out hard that first 4 weeks. After the first 4 weeks, that's all I do for the end of the season is sending out film. But yes, they can't talk to you, but you can call them. Once they give you their phone number, you can call them. They just can't call you. And now they very interested. They're going to call me or DG and say, hey, have Johnny Gill call me back, and then we will entertain a conversation.
There you go.
Right? So the film speaks volume. but I have
Absolutely.
or they say I have the magic power. They can call and get you there, whatever you need to do. But I say this: continue doing what you're doing. Continue calling, continue texting, continue direct messaging, because eventually they're gonna get tired of your ass, and they're gonna say, they're gonna go, Reggie, tell them to stop calling me
Yeah.
if they don't want to be involved.
Yeah.
So I mean, all you can do is just keep going. Just be like a salesman.
Yep. Thanks for your call, caller. And I want to chime in on that too. I always go back to personal experiences. Again, going back to when Jonas Gray was going through the process. Jonas was committed to Nebraska at the time. Coach Callahan, who was the Raider coach before he went to Nebraska, had a great recruiting class, man. I mean, Blaine Gabbert, Jonas, it's just too many to name. Long story short, Callahan got fired. All the recruits were like, "Man, we're not staying here. We're leaving." So Notre Dame came into play, and speaking of Michigan, Corbin Brown had called me, and he's like, because we communicated before. He said, "D, hey man, tell Jonas to call me." You know what I mean? So again, that buffer. If here's the thing, if they want you bad enough, they're gonna get in touch with you. Trust me on that. You know.
They're gonna figure out. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're gonna figure it out.
Whether it's your coach.
No doubt.
Yeah.
And just to, I want to push this recruiting. Almost get out. We were a little bit over with the recruiting, but your do's and don'ts in recruiting. Your do's and don'ts.
There was a couple do's and don'ts, DG.
Well, one of my biggest things is it's an interview. Anytime you in front of a college coach, it's an interview. So I tell my guys, dress accordingly. Don't wear flip flops. Don't
Say it again, Coach.
Pants sagging.
Say it again.
Don't wear flip flops, Crocs. It's a business interview, and you may have one chance to impress that coach.
There you go.
So you need to take it seriously. That's a few of the big things for my guys, and don't never not take a coach call. I don't care how you feel about him. Always take his call. Always be responsive, because it's some coaches that have skipped college and went to the pros.
Absolutely.
That John and Justin and all those guys. Hey, he recruited me out of this school. So now may not affect you in college, but it can potentially affect your pro opportunities.
No doubt.
So the relationships is everything, but treat it as if it's a job interview. Every time you go to that campus, I don't care how in love they are with you, you always your appearance and the way you handle yourself is very important.
And trust me, with Rising Stars and DG, I mean, our name means the world to us. I can call 20
Absolutely.
and get you an opportunity, but I'm not going to lie for a coach that you're not a good kid or you're a bad kid. I'm going to tell the truth every time I get. All right, but I'm not going to destroy your opportunities, but I got to tell the truth, because I got to put it in the coach's hand to say, hey, you need to investigate this 5-star and make sure he's that right person. I don't give a shit about you going to Michigan or to Michigan State. I care about you going to school and getting that degree. And then you can, NFL, take care of yourself by your work. So, I mean, I just need for you guys to notice, like Coach DG said, everything you do with a college program and a college coach is an interview for your life. If you're going to play football on the next level in college and the next level in NFL, it's choose, because DG is right. I can call 28 teams because I have a college coach that's coaching that NFL program. That is what I'm building my recruiting on. Networking relationships. Reggie Wins is not going to send me a bonehead. He's going to give me the 411 on his ability. DG is not going to do that, because guess what? They're going to be on the NFL. When you transferring 4 and 5 times, trust me, the red flag go up. Ding, ling, 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 ling. Something is going on, Coach Wins, and you can't tell me a lie.
But Reg, you saying something important that applies not just to football, man, but life. It's a lot of times, man, and y'all know this, man. I mean, we young, black guys, it's not all the time about what you know, it's who you know. And
It's
I
who you
always
know.
it's who you know to get in the door, but it's what you know to stay. See, that's the difference. Because you can't fake it too long. You know what I mean? So you may be a decent player and or you may whatever you want to be. And Red says, hey, you know what? I think this guy's worth a shot. He works hard, he's this, he's that. But you know, maybe it's something that he's not doing to be a great player. Let me put it that way.
No doubt.
Reds vouch for you or DG vouch for you, but again, you're still not at that point where you're not at your potential. You're not using all your tools. So they can get you in the door, but they can't keep you there.
Right.
And again, that's where you see all these transfers and people moving on. You know what I mean? So I just thought that was important.
And I'm gonna add this and finalize this
Sure.
conversation. Understand this: playing Division I AA football, HBCU, Division II, Grand Valley, Saginaw Valley, NAIA, Olivet Nazarene, Lawrence Tech, Concordia, playing Division III, Alba, Adrian, Albion. Those type of schools, it doesn't make a difference where you go. It's what you do when you arrive. Because you know what you got that we didn't have? You have the NIL. If you got name, image, and likeness, and you got some ability, and you played, and you got some film,
Right.
you're getting paid to transfer.
No doubt.
So if you love this game is going to love you back. Stop playing and stop whining because you didn't get the offer from Michigan or you didn't get an offer from Tennessee. You didn't get an offer from Duke. Stop complaining. You didn't do enough. Now, that don't mean you can't go where you want to go later.
What's your kid that played at Divine Child, the lineman? Senya.
Dylan Cinda
Where did he start at?
started at Northwestern.
And where is he at now?
He's at Auburn.
Bingo.
So I mean, but I have a kid that I have a couple, and DG probably a couple stories. I mean, hell, the kid left Clarkston, ascended to Grand Valley as a linebacker. He played D tackle, and he transferred, get some money, get to go to LSU. And I watched him on
LSU.
TV.
Right.
I watched him on
With 2
TV.
years left.
Right.
And Graham called me like, hey man, I got a school calling me about this guy.
Right.
Listen to me. If you don't get what you want now, work your ass off and get what you want later.
Keep working.
You have opportunity that we didn't have.
That's right.
I wish I had that opportunity. I started 4 years at Norfolk.
No,
I started. I still get records from 30 years ago.
Right.
I be NIL out. I'll be wearing some hush puppies, and I can't even afford them. But I'll be wearing them because I got an NIL deal.
Right.
You might see a gold grill in Coach Wynn's mouth. So I'm telling you, hey, you got opportunities
Right.
to make it happen. If you fail to where you want to go, stop the crying, get on the heel, get down like DG make it do, push that damn car down 75, and make it work.
Right.
Make it work, man. So I wanted. I'm gonna go over a little bit because I wanted to push the recruiting piece. DG is one of the best recruiters in Nashville, and when he was here in Michigan, he gave me a run for my money, and we always collab together and talk about what's next.
Right.
And I get emotional because this recruiting stuff is real, and we have to identify what is our profile and understand being a 5'8", 4'9", you're not playing at Michigan. You have to identify, and parents, please help your kid, coach your kid. Don't be the cheerleader, but coach your kid.
No doubt.
And you got to add to it, DG.
The other thing, Reg, is the other thing is when you say that, we are in an era where instant gratification is everything.
Microwave.
And you have a lot of people out here that's saying, I'm going to get you an offer. If your child is 5'8", he doesn't have an offer from Alabama. He doesn't have an offer from LSU, right? It could be a situation where, hey, they have to get their best prospect, so they're going to show your son some attention. So you got to be mindful as to who you're dealing with and their integrity and their beliefs on helping kids and getting them in the best position possible.
That's right. And that's totally correct. I just had a conversation with a college coach where he said, this individual bugged me to death to offer this kid, and I just went on to offer him. Wow. This is a
Wow.
Power 5 program. This trainer bugged the hell out of me. And here's the sad part about it. When I tell people, if I have never seen you in person, it's gonna be tough to validate
Oh, no doubt.
that you're as good as Derek Denham
you
and
are.
DG. It's
Right.
hard.
Right. Right.
I'm not the only person. Blackwell does a good job with the validation of the prospects, but majority of coaches call me and say, "Hey, Wins, have you seen Derek Denham?" Yeah, I saw him. Can he play here? Hell yeah, he can play there. But I can't lie. No, I don't, coach. I don't know anything about it. You better do your homework. Give him to the camp. And I tell people this, and DG, I just told one of my guys, one of the schools are sending him letters and communicating via text, and we want you to come down to a game, and they're recruiting him hard. And my first question, did you go to the camp? He said, no. You're never going to get a Power 5 offer, committable offer, if you did not go on campus and perform. We're not going to take a chance. Your highlight tape may look like an all first-round draft pick, but you ain't got the measurables. You ain't running the 4-4 or 4th trade. It's going to be impossible to get an offer, the committable offer, unless you 6'7", 6'8", and then somebody saw you moving around.
Right.
So let's change our mindset, guys. This recruiting is built for you.
Yep.
Guaranteed to go to school if you work.
DG, hey, we got to wrap this up, man,
Yeah.
and we appreciate you coming on the show, man. Any final words for us or the viewers, man? Anything else you just want to add?
Yeah, like Reg said, I just want to tell the viewers, keep working hard, and you got to trust the people that got your best interests, but not just to get in college, but to stay in college, and even at the professional level, trust the people that's been with you the whole way through. When you look at some of the greats, they have the same trainers. When you look at Floyd Mayweather, still trains with his father. When you look at the Kobe's, the Jordans, LeBrons, they never change who they started with. They always keep the same people.
Yeah. Well, DG, man, hey, we appreciate you, bro, man. Love what you do, man. Again, you've helped a lot of kids. I know you're going to continue to do that, man, and let's definitely chop it up on another show real soon.
No, absolutely. I appreciate you guys. Have a good evening, and go Lions.
Go Lions, baby.
Go Cowboys.
Appreciate you, DG.
Take care, bro.
All right, y'all take care.
Yes, sir.
Let's run down this top 26, Sante, real quick,
Yes, sir.
and kind of get them out of here, and then finalize the camps and stuff. But that was, with DG on there speaking recruiting, man, it's huge, man. It's huge.
Great.
It's huge. It's huge because it's great to have a different point of view. I'm working on getting Alan True on it next week to talk about recruiting and how to get stars and,
Right.
and what do we do. And is stars that important? For some people say,
Yeah.
I don't care. I got a lot of guys who had 3 stars and got drafted.
No doubt.
You know what I mean? So, you control the narrative about what you do. You know what I mean? So,
I think it's important, like with Allen, something that I learned is establishing those relationships with the Allen Trues
no doubt.
and the Josh Hembolts and people of that nature. Because guess what? They're media people, and people read what those guys do. So it's important to establish those relationships, man. You see those guys, hey, ask for their card. Hey, man, little Johnny needs a recruiting profile. Can you hook that up for me? That's how you get started, man. Sam Webb wrote this. I hate to keep using the same names, but I guess got to go off of what I know. Sam Webb wrote the story on Jonas, the first story.
Yeah.
He broke the news about Jonas Gray.
Yeah.
So again, without those people, a lot of these kids might not even be in a position they're in. So anyway, let's go into your top 2026 guys.
yeah, I'm hot and bothered right now. I'm really hyped right now. My niece is in here, and I'm hot now. So listen, man.
And niece she's been helping us. So thank you, niece over there. Thank you.
So the top 2026, and you can call me and say what you want to say until you prove me different, and that's fine.
Phone lines are open, 248-905-1128. Go ahead, Reg.
The best 2026 in the state of Michigan is C.J. Sadler, and he's an athlete. I don't know what he is, but he's an athlete, and when he do it well. He's down in Detroit Catch Tech. He can catch, he can run. He has the skill set. He has the mobility to be any position he wants. And we just talked about that with DG. Once CJ realized what he is and work on that skill set, he can be Travis Hunter. He can be that Travis Hunter. I might be going ahead of myself. But he's that damn good.
No. Hey, can I chime in on this?
Yes.
CJ Sadler, in my honest opinion, I haven't seen a kid at that time in high school, when he came into high school, that good, that young, at receiver.
Right.
And I know, he loves playing quarterback. I get all that. I know it's people telling him. But to me, Reg wins. That kid is a bona fide slot receiver. That kid can do it, man. That's just my honest to God opinion. Coach Marvel rushing over there, Cass. That kid is a receiver.
Right.
And he's being recruited by everybody in the country at receiver. So, yes, you can put him, put him out the backfield. You can put him at corner. But I think on the next level, Reg, if I was a betting man, I would bet all my money that he's going to be a receiver.
Hey, I don't care what he's going to be. I just want him to be successful wherever he goes.
Yeah, no doubt.
And get around the right people and to help him out because he's special.
No doubt.
And every time he sees me, he smiles. He speaks. And he give me a hug. And he don't work out with me, but I love him because I know what he's special.
Right.
So keep doing what you're doing, CJ. Do more of it. And prove your haters wrong, baby, all right?
No doubt.
Number 2, Marcello Vitti, athlete, divine child, multi-offers, special team guy. I think he's going to be a safety nickel type of guy. Got speed, he's a good-looking dude. And you know what Marcello's is the difference between Marcello? He loved this game, man. He loved competing. He can't lose. He's that Iowa-type player over there they do. Just played to the fourth quarter or the overtime.
Tough kid.
He's that tough kid.
Yeah.
And just my opinion. I mean, he played 7-on-7 with me. He don't complain. He don't whine. He just play football.
There you go.
And he's a grinder. If you watch his film and you see what he does, he ain't scared.
And he's that divine child.
Divine child.
Let's call it what it is. They're not a football powerhouse, but he's definitely a stud.
He definitely stunned. He competes with the best. So Marcello is my number 2. And I went and watched the game last night. He dominated Bloomfield. So my number 3 is Khalif Canty over O-line at Detroit Cash Tech. And Dawson has done a great job with him.
Former Michigan player, Dawson.
Former Michigan player. Dawson's a great-ass coach. And I watched the 4-way scrimmage. Canty was running over. I thought he was the running back. He's running players over so much. And he's a great kid, man. He don't say a word, man. He just plays football, man. I got coaches calling me about him all the time. But he's a great football player, man. And he's going power 4. I like power 5 sound better, but he's going power 4.
Right.
And he's going to be a top dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So shout out to Dawson over there and Marvin Rush over there doing a great-ass job.
Yep.
But he's a great player, and I can't wait to see him on Sundays.
Who you got next?
Next unsung hero, I'll call it unsung hero, Lincoln Keys, 6'6", 6'7", tight end, a special guy. Everybody like his mobility. I got to know him in 7-on-7 training with me. We was at Atlanta, Georgia. He was giving the business over to Cam Newton team. Yeah, Cam Newton. I said it, brother. He was giving business to you, man, and he made some beautiful catches. Just got to work on his skill set. Commit to football, man. 1 full off season, and watch what this kid does.
Okay.
All right, he got Georgia offer and all the. He got all. He's top dude.
Hey, man, you just said he got a Georgia offer.
He did.
No need to go no further. All right, moving on.
The next guy, y'all just played Portage Northern. Number 5 is Gregory Patrick, and you guys just played him down in Portage Northern.
Play St. Mary's.
Northern. So play St. Mary's. I mean, he's athletic. Not watching one of them at camps. He moves around well, and he got a little nasty streak about himself, man. So he has not committed yet, man, but he's going to be another dude. And that 26 class is loaded with big boys.
Yes, sir.
Offensive linemen. So if y'all recruiting, y'all better recruit our linemen out of the state of Michigan because they are pretty good.
No doubt about it.
And my number 6 is my I may have to change his title. Lincoln Watkins, tight end for Port Huron Northern.
Okay.
And he's just a physical specimen, man. He loves the game. That's why he's so special. He plays tight end. He plays quarterback. He's on a special team. He do whatever coach tells him do. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am, man. Great ass kid. Just picked up Northwestern and Duke offer, man.
Sure.
And he's gonna play high football. I don't know what he is, but watch this hit right here. He's gonna tell you. I don't know if he's a linebacker, DN, but I know one thing: he's gonna play. So Lincoln Watkins is one of my babies, and I'm proud of him.
Okay. Who got next?
Isaiah Wright from Gibraltar Carlson High School, 26 top running back. He can go. He can go. He's 5'10". He's a 10-800 guy, man. He had a great game last week. He had a great game this week. He was just at Notre Dame visiting this weekend, and he kind of quiet, man. I want to get him out to more camps so we can see more of him. So the key about recruiting is validation. If I could get 247, Reggie Wins, Michigan exposure, rivals to validate his ability, what I think, he's a done deal. He's a slam dunk.
Okay. All right. Looking at his highlights just now.
Oh,
yeah. I can
he's
see
going
it.
to do it. So my number 8, my number 8 is Ben Nichols. Just got offered by Alabama. I don't know if he's an Alabama player.
Sure.
I know he has ability to be a power 4, top prospect in the country. You have to pick the right school because he's a massive kid.
Okay.
He might be 6'6", about 315.
Yeah, that's pretty massive.
He's massive, and he eat a whole lot of chicken nuggets. He's a good kid, too. And play basketball as well. So Ben Nichols is my number 8.
Okay.
Right? My number 9 is my little guy. I love him. Number 9 is, I call him DK, Damon King. He been banged up, man.
Oh, yeah.
But he's special, man.
Oh, yeah.
And he's just a great kid. He makes stuff happen on the offensive side of the field, defensive side of the field. When he's 100% healthy, he's one of the best in the country. We just got to get him, keep him healthy so we can put him out there, man. And I call him my DK. I love DK, man. And his smile lights up the room, man.
Great kid. Mark Zanders has worked with that kid a lot. Mark is, that's one of his kids. And, I mean, I've got the chance to see him up close and personal, how he works, and he works his ass off.
He does.
Definitely got to agree with you on that one.
My number 10 is Nathan Gersh.
Okay.
Big dude.
What school?
He's at Dexter High School.
Okay.
Big dude, chicken nugget, Popeye's eating dude, man. 6'2", 220, hell of a, he can run, middle backer, plays DN.
Sure.
He plays H-back. He would knock your block off. He played, look at that, he just showed you. He would knock his block off.
Oh, look at that playing. I love that passion.
Yep, he just picked up Penn State and Pittsburgh offer, man. He's a special kid, man. Sure. Validation, this is validation year. Identify where he's going to go. He was visiting, I think, Ohio State last week. He visited Notre Dame this week. So Nathan's going to be that guy, man. So that's my top 10. No, that's my top. I missed one. That's my 11. I missed Braden. My number 10 is Brayton Sweeney.
Okay.
Out of Grand Rapids Catholic Central, 6'2", and he's a dude and he can run. Out of Grand Rapids Catholic Central, Brayton Sweeney, a linebacker. I know nobody know about him, but this big joker can play.
248-905-1128. 248-905-1128. Call in now and offer your opinions and what your thoughts are on Mr. Boobie Wins 2026 top 10 list in that class. I'll be interested to hear, is anyone that you thought he missed? Do you have a son out there that you think deserves to be on that list? Call in now, 248-905-1128, and let us hear your opinion on that. With that being said, let's go right into the next piece here.
We're talking about the Rising Stars programs.
We want to go into that? Okay.
Yeah, because that's the final pieces.
Yeah. Okay, no problem. So, Reg, again, man, you with Rising Stars and the things that you work, man, I mean, you've done so much. For those that don't know, talk a little bit about the program, man, what you guys have done and what you guys got coming up.
Well, we working on off-season work right now. We're going to start in November the 24th after Thanksgiving. We're going to have that training day period, getting you guys acclimated, coming off the season to get you guys prepared for the off season.
Okay.
And this is the things that we're doing on the screen, if you can see that. And then I advise you I'm advising you, if you want to
Mm-hmm.
get an opportunity to go to school, come see me.
Okay.
Come see me. So
And Reg, I think the beauty of what you do, and I tell people this all the time, when you do good work, other people they're gonna speak on your behalf. And if you on any given day, man, you're looking at social media or hell, even TV on a football game, you're gonna see a Rising Star shirt. Somebody's gonna be sporting your stuff, man.
Yeah.
And I think that's validation in the kids that you put in college. So people, man, hey, I've seen what this guy does up close. I mean, he knows everybody. So, yeah, I definitely vouch for Reg when it comes down to the things that he can do. And again, it's only so much anybody can do. You got to be willing to do your part, and he's going to do his part.
Oh, no doubt. So, I mean, the next best thing is coming up, man, is invite-only camp.
Okay.
And that's top 250, December
Sure.
7th. I'm
Okay.
going to send out invites this week. And I bring in all the writers, Rivals, Michigan Exposure. I bring in 247, Alan True always come in. D-Zone, always my baby come in. I bring in On 3, Michigan State. I bring in Sam Webb. You come to get recognized. I always say, who's next? Who's that next 5-star? This is an opportunity to get that promotion from
Right.
these other guys. Now, I told you, when I can get them to validate you
Mm-hmm.
more than just me, you have a chance to be that next 5-star.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to work for it. If you work, I promise you, you're going to get recognized. So trust me on that. Top 250 camp is important. Get your butt down there. Call me. Send me your highlight tape. I know our top guys. I know everybody. I follow. I listen. I'm traveling. I go to a game every week. I know who's not playing. I know who's playing. So
And if you don't mind, I think somebody chimed in, and they because I asked, if they had any comments in regards to your 2026 class, and I think someone, Sante, helped me out. I think they said Ben Nichols. If I remember seeing, I thought it came across.
we said Ben Nichols.
You said Ben Nichols?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hey, Mike. Well, what was that, Mike? Yeah, Reg did mention Ben Nichols.
Nichols 8.
He was number 8.
Yeah.
Okay. So
That's Davidson.
okay.
That's Davidson. Yeah.
So Mike, you may have missed him, but Ben Nichols was number 8 on Reggie's list. So
He just got off by Alabama. Yeah, I know Ben.
okay. So Mike, there you go. All right.
So, I gave you the top 250 camp.
Sure.
And then the 7-on-7 is coming up, man. You got to get involved. I got my 7-on-7 league coming up this year. We start in January. We're going to do have probably 30 to 40 teams in the league. I'm carrying 7 to 12 Rising Star team. My 7-on-7 team is going to be in there. And I'm carrying different 5 more Rising Stars team. I'm looking for some coaches to help out. For the additional team, I will compensate you as well, but I'm looking for some serious people, and not about winning, but about encouraging other kids development there at their position. So that 7-on-7 league is huge.
How can because Reg, and let's be totally honest about this thing here, man. What you do is great, but just say for a parent that may not, can afford milk and bread, And I just want to say this I'm gonna say this myself.
Okay.
This is why it's important, because like you said, you got coaches, you got to pay them, you got your facility rental.
No doubt.
It's cost, and it's hard. And when we had playmakers, man, I think we went broke giving out just training kids for free, and I was always a proponent of, hey, let's do something free so people can come in, but how people can help. They need donate to this guy's program.
I'm looking.
You know what I'm saying? And let me say this for you.
Yeah.
Donate. You know how many kids that we've worked with over the years? Some of these kids are now millionaires. Some of these kids are retired. And it's not good. It's not good enough just to go do your thing and thank you and keep moving. Give back. Give back to those that help get you to where you are. You know what I'm saying? Give back. And half of this stuff is a tax write-off. And I'm kind of venting right now because, hey, we've helped a lot of kids over the years, and saying thank you, that's cool. But man, help this man with his program. There's no way that a Reggie Wynn should not have a facility on his own right now. And I'm just being honest. There's no way you should have a facility right now on your own. Yeah. And there's too many kids that in our day and age, Reg, we didn't have training. We just rode our bikes and did what we did. But now, man, it's so competitive now. It's so competitive. Yeah. And if you wanna be one of them dudes, as Reggie says, man, you got to get to training now. It's just no ifs, ands. Unless you're a 5-star Bo Jackson and ain't too many of those guys around, you got to get some work because everybody's doing it.
And I'm using the training just to help you be a better player. So the training, I believe, I know I have the best coaching staff and from Kyle Short, from Joe Youngblood, my quarterbacks, Kevin Glenn over there, running backs Berkeley and Toussaint, and Christian Borden and Olivet Nazarene. Coaches Mark Dale helped me out, receivers, and DB Jaquan Hankinson, Isaiah Gordine, Ramon Taylor, O-lineman, Washburn from Lawrence Tag, Max Green, Dave Dawson, and them guys, Reggie Anderson, the linebacker coach, Victor Edge is my linebacker coach, D-line coach, Lawrence Marshall from Michigan.
Plays softball.
One of my coaches, draw a blank on my coach. And we have a few people there, and then all we about is teaching.
How does somebody give money? If someone wants to donate to your program, tell your viewers how to do that.
I mean, you can donate. I have a foundation, Eric Wynn's Foundation, and I have my 501(c)(3). So, I mean, you can get the tax write-off as well.
Sure.
You can donate, reach out to me via email, via text, or on the website and request a donation. I can give you a tax write-off for that. Anything you can do will be gladly appreciated because I'm going to give it back to the environment, to the kids. Because again, I got to save more kids, and in this world, because we losing all that. To say we just lost 2 kids got shot, got murdered. We got to make sure that I can keep them out that environment, man, and keep them on the field and get them in school. So whatever you can do, whatever you can help is gladly appreciated.
And all my former pros, man, some guys in the league, man, you guys balling and driving Rolls Royces and I mean, and more, and hey, that's great. But don't forget, again, I always tell my kids, reach out, man, reach back. You got to reach back because you were once in that position. And now you got other kids coming behind you. So,
no doubt.
Again, somebody like Coach Wins, a lot of other guys, man. Help these guys, man, because by helping them, you're helping some kids in the community. So I just thought it was important, Reg.
It is. I appreciate it.
You don't mind me saying
No,
that.
I appreciate it. I mean, because, I'm going to give it back.
Yeah, because you're not going to ask. See, I know you well enough to know how you work, and you're not going to ask. But I'm saying to my guys, hey, write a check. Adopt some of these kids, man. Put them in the 7-on-7. Put them on the bus tour, and it come back to you, man. God will reward you when you're doing these types of things.
And it's a lot of money involved.
Yes.
Just giving. I mean, I've probably been all across the country to every school and giving kids opportunity that they have not seen, the bus tours and comparing to Harvard, going to Ivy League, going to HBCUs. We went to Jackson State, Alabama State. We went to Alabama A&M. We went to UPenn, Yale, Princeton. So it's just giving our kids opportunity that they wouldn't have. I probably got about 10 guys in the Ivy League. I just saw one, Khalil from Groves, man, and he freaking graduated from Harvard.
Wow.
In 3.5 years.
Wow.
What?
Wow.
And transferred and played a Division I football, got injured, was trying out the NFL, broke his wrist.
Sure.
So listen.
Phenomenal.
He's guaranteed to be a 6-figure dude.
Phenomenal.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's just.
And football, I know we obviously it's a football show. It's what we do. And I think Kurt Blackwell said this. It's a vehicle.
Yep.
Everybody's not going to the pros. Let's be real clear on that. Everybody's not going. But guess what? You can use football to get that degree. You can start your own business. You can go on and work at a Fortune 500. You know, you can. It's just where it starts.
You
It's
can
not-
be a general manager of an NFL team. You can
exactly.
call the shots.
Exactly.
You could be the NFL owner. It just takes time.
That's right.
It was they said there'd never be a black president.
That's what they
It
said.
happened.
Right.
So you can do anything you put your mind to it.
Yeah.
So
Well, with that, Reg, man, I think we covered all our topics. Anything else you want to add, man?
I just want to apologize. I got a little excited with the recruiting. I want to make sure that every segment that we have, you got some recruiting information
Sure.
that can take you to that next level.
Sure.
I want to be that information on recruiting. DG wrote a book about recruiting. Derek wrote a book about recruiting. We have the information. We just need to get it to you in layman's terms so that you can understand what to do and what to do what not to do. So I'm going to give you that, and I get hot and bothered and sweaty and excited. I do
Right.
because I want to feed you information.
Yeah. Well, you're doing a hell of a job, bro, man, and it's my pleasure to be alongside of you as doing this journey. So we're gonna keep doing what we're doing. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying the show. What we're doing here. This is just the tip of the iceberg, man. We're trying to get all the top players, people in college and pros, the trainers, recruiting. We're going to do a lot of different things. And if you guys have been watching, you know how we do. So hopefully you love it. Engage, share with this world of social media. Share the show, man. Share the show so we can help grow. Because, again, as we just said, it's about helping your kids. So with that being said, thank you for viewing. Booby, good show.
Thank you, my brother. And hey, one thing, chicken and shrimp.
Yes, sir. And I think that's what we're about to do, some chicken and shrimp and maybe some other things. But anyway, hey, thanks for a good show, guys. We'll see you next Sunday, 6:30. Same channel, same platforms. Peace, love. We out.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.